For Shiba Inu, everything has changed today. This was not anticipated. This year's greatest surprise was just unleashed by Donald Trump. A regulation that every cryptocurrency despises has been repealed. There will be no more control over Shiba Inu. Analysts are making assumptions. Will Shiba Inu be forced to eliminate some zeros as a result of this? Or is this something else? Let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. For the whole cryptocurrency community, it is a startling day. Donald Trump has made a significant statement that is already causing a stir. According to him, he intends to do away with a government regulation that the cryptocurrency community dislikes. Investors have been annoyed by this regulation for some time. Furthermore, it may be leaving soon. People were first perplexed. I mean, how is this even related to Shiba Inu? Here's the problem, however. It could be entirely related to it, because removing this regulation would really encourage a lot more people to invest in Shiba Inu. Get this too. Here, Shiba Inu are more than simply a passing fad. In fact, it's well positioned to gain from this. It seemed almost predestined. Undoubtedly, a significant event is now taking place. And yes, in a minute we will dissect all the delicious details. First things first, however, the pricing of Shiba Inu was quite erratic today. Perhaps this Trump announcement is the reason. The price continued to fluctuate throughout the day. However, it ended up being positive at the end of the day, and it in and of itself is instilling genuine optimism in the community. According to one observer, Shiba Inu is now occupying a very significant position. He claims that it is hanging very close to a crucial level, a level that might trigger a significant bullish breakout if it is breached, and in that case, Shiba Inu may strive for a somewhat higher price. First, everyone is focused on hitting that next milestone, and maybe even moving further into that next large zone if the enthusiasm continues. The crazy part comes next. This is just one consequence of the Trump declaration that we are seeing. We're all thrilled now. What exactly is the news about Donald Trump about? Donald Trump just signed the first ever crypto-specific measure into law, marking a historic event for the industry. A regulation that many in the cryptocurrency community detested gets fully repealed by this new legislation. In essence, it attempted to handle DeFi, or decentralized finance, as if it were managed by conventional banks. According to the regulation, DeFi platforms were required to function as brokers, which included gathering personal data, monitoring transactions, and informing the authorities of all activities. Here's the issue, however. DeFi does not use intermediaries. It is unrestricted and open. That's essentially the main idea. So attempting to cram it into a bank-specific mold, it just did not fit. It frightened a lot of folks away, to be honest. Lucy, the chief marketing for Shiba Inu, even explained it. She said that this regulation was significant, particularly for DeFi's future. It would have made even basic websites and developers behave like regulated organizations, monitoring deals and gathering names, adhering to regulations that simply do not align with DeFi's methodology. There was a reason why people were concerned. Open-source cryptocurrency applications could have become something else entirely because of that regulation. But it's gone now, and who stands to gain the most from this? Shiba Inu. One cryptocurrency that has a lot of DeFi initiatives is Shiba Inu. Consider this. SHIBASWAP contributed to its inclusion on the map. People may invest and earn via Project Berry. Additionally, Karma Points, which just debuted, is also drawing attention. Users who participate are rewarded by the system, and anything like that. It attracts a lot of fresh investors. Shiba Inu may now move around much more freely. Like, it's not only about what has been constructed, it's also about what can be constructed in the future. This makes room for new features, tools, and upgrades without having to worry about getting caught up in bureaucratic red tape. That is a huge win-win situation. The community and developers are free to build. All of that innovation is to our advantage. Just think of how fast Shiba Inu can now implement improvements. The options have increased significantly, whether it is via the addition of new utilities, the expansion of Shibarium, or the improvement of staking incentives. And as you are aware, this community gets quite excited when new upgrades are released. This whole thing adds up to one thing. Shiba Inu is well positioned to initiate contact. We may be in for a significant price increase now that Trump's statement has finally put the wind in its favor. Perhaps even getting rid of some of those zeros that everyone is talking about, and we've already witnessed it. Shiba Inu have a tendency to move quickly after major changes. In other words, this isn't your typical crypto day. After that, the community was so enthralled with the buzz that even investors were hauling out calculators to calculate out how much Shiba Inu they would need to realize their $1 million goal. With all this excitement, who can blame them for pursuing that golden number? The Crypto Basic reports that researchers at Changelly believe the price of Shiba Inu may increase significantly by the end of 2028. Prior to that, in May, an expert by the name of Big Mike predicted that Shiba Inu would get even more insane. For a long time, many individuals have clung to the dream that their Shiba Inu luggage may one day fetch a cool $1 million. The problem is that they have been calculating the numbers. It would take almost 11 billion tokens to realize that $1 million ambition if Shiba Inu were to rise to that more realistic long-term forecast. A strike on Big Mike's more aggressive objective, however, would only need around 2 billion. It may seem like a lot, but that type of investment is surprisingly feasible given how cheap Shiba Inu are right now. For example, obtaining that 11 billion would now cost you slightly over $100,000. Not much money, but it might become $1 million if the price reaches the anticipated amount. You can lock in 2 billion tokens for less than $25,000 if you're aiming for the higher price estimate. If that audacious prediction comes to pass, we're talking about an incredible return. This only demonstrates how seriously this Trump-driven movement is being taken. But wait, there's something we need to think about before we all get too swept up in the excitement. In the cryptocurrency sector, it's like pyrotechnics whenever a big update like this Trump statement comes up. Everyone is either very bullish or rushing to get in when the hoopla starts and emotions run high. The problem is that these kinds of situations also bring out the unsavory characters. The Shiba Inu dev team took action and sent out a message to the community as a result, a gentle admonition to be vigilant and watchful. In fact, this was tweeted by Lucy, the head marketing for Shiba Inu. She emphasized how crucial it is to exercise independent judgment in the cryptocurrency space, make your own decisions, and not rely on others to act as your nanny. Because you're already one step too close to falling victim to a scam the moment you begin to believe that someone else would handle everything for you. Lucy didn't mince words. Crypto isn't some safe little playground, she argued. It's raw, quick, and yes, it doesn't apologize. You lose a lot of money when you make a mistake. The lesson you learn is likely to be painful. In actuality, nobody owes you assistance. You don't owe anybody advice. She even included a humorous but genuine addition. It's okay if you're still learning stuff. If necessary, start your own crypto kindergarten. However, avoid defrauding others in the process. Continue to be truthful, inquisitive, and learning. So yes, this is an exciting occasion. However, don't let your enthusiasm to impair your judgment. Remain vigilant, keep safe, and stay loyal to the path. The future of Shiba Inu, however, seems to be more promising than ever when considering the wider picture. Things are going at the rate. Announcements like these, the ecosystem's growth, and these upgrades take precedence over news. It seems as if a massive project is being constructed just in front of us. It's not just hype, either. In a recent tweet, Lucy herself said it. Shiba Inu is holding strong, she remarked, that it will move quickly when the reverse occurs. And indeed, take a look at the current situation. Right now, the value as of right now? In comparison to what this initiative is really doing, it is modest. On it, some individuals are sleeping. They aren't concentrating. However, who are they? They are able to glimpse the future. They're keeping an eye on how all the indicators align. Shiba Inu don't simply sit still. It's evolving, it's constructing, it's changing. Shibarium is expanding. The group is releasing ideas, technology, and tools. The neighborhood, it's still among the strongest. And there's really space to move about now that the previous regulations aren't as strict. Therefore, it may not seem explosive at first glance. But underneath it, the engine is being warmed up. The momentum is increasing. The groundwork has already been laid. It may also be one of those times when folks look back on the shift and think, that was it. That was the pivotal moment. Don't sleep on it, then. Shiba Inu is far from finished. It's just the beginning. However, what do you think of this? Leave a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.